I'm Johnny Gomez. Oh my God! And here come our fighters.
And I'm Nick Diamond.
He grabs for the underwear.
Welcoming you to another exciting night of celebrity carnage.
Celebrity Deathmatch. Can a beret-wearing intern topple the most powerful woman in the free world? Will a rubber-faced funny man outbash a cupid-faced songbird? And can the master of tools put the screws to the master of nothingness? Find out tonight on Celebrity Deathmatch. Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Johnny Gomez.
And I'm Nick Diamond. Johnny, the crowd is buzzing, the adrenaline's flowing, and any second now, hell's gonna bust loose all over this arena.
Absolutely, Nick. There's a lot of bloodlust in each of tonight's celebrity matchups, which surprises me because big celebrities are generally such truly beautiful people.
Not like you and me, Johnny. Right now, let's get the skinny on tonight's mix-ups from fight analyst extraordinaire Marv Albert. Marv, are you ready for the rough stuff?
Yes, I was born ready, Nick. Ready and willing. Count me in as a consenting adult. Yeah, I'm very excited to be here. Very excited. And another thing.
First up tonight, we've got a fight between the president's first lady and his, last lady. Hillary Clinton meets Monica Lewinsky. After that, it's head-to-head, toe-to-toe, carry-to-carry chaos as Jim and Mariah go postal.
But all this is gravy compared to our main event. Jerry Seinfeld faces a primetime assault from his sitcom arch-rival, Home Improvement's Tim Allen.
Nick, this intense rivalry goes back to when these guys were working together on the stand-up circuit. Tim was hosting Detroit's Comedy Showcase, and someone put something in his drinking water.
They say you can still feel the shockwaves from the bomb Allen laid that evening.
So I was driving down I-95 one night in my Ford Mustang, and is this thing on?
See what I mean about show people? Beautiful.
And speaking of beautiful, our own roving reporter Stacy Cornbread is outside the arena where tonight's combatants are now checking in. Stacy?
Thanks, guys. It's pandemonium up here. There are fans everywhere, all of them trying to catch a glimpse of a celebrity. I'm gonna kick your ass. Hillary and Monica have just arrived. And now making his way through the crowd, here's Jerry Seinfeld. Jerry, big fight tonight. Tell us what's on your mind right now.
Who are these people?
Well, I would imagine they're fans, Jerry.
Fans? Why do they call them fans? These people don't cool me off. I don't feel a breeze. I'm actually quite warm. And another thing, how come every time I do my laundry, the dryer eats one of my socks?
Oh, that's great. I'm being told, though, there's a situation brewing at our VIP parking lot. Let's see if we can find out what's going on.
Mariah, whatever your name is, perhaps you didn't notice, but you're in my spot.
Funny, the spot says Carrie, and that's who I see when I look in the mirror. If the spot said stupid jerk ass, well then, it would be yours.
Really? You're gonna eat those words, mole-hair girl?
Yeah? Don't let your tongue write a check that your ass can't cash.
You want a piece of me?
You f***ing motor mouth mother.
Hey, morons! That's my parking space. Drew
This
Carey.
is mine. Now
This
get
is
Get
out.
away from there.
Cut
Can
off,
you read?
fucking head.
Drew
You
Carey.
get
That's
out of
me.
here.
Wow, it's like feeding time at the
But so will we, Nick, because right after this break, we'll be back with the mother of all grudge matches, Jim Carrey versus Mariah Carey.
Hillary versus Monica was not a fight that we had planned to do originally in that first episode, and then by default we decided that we had to do it.
When we're trying to get the likeness, we just try and keep things basically within this set of proportions.
Douglas will try and find the most distinguishing characteristics and sort of exaggerate them, and that's what makes for a great caricature. So it's like from this to this.
Give it to her good!
There's Hillary. This is how I saw her.
I'm gonna uplift this foot right here and positively kick Monica Lewinsky's big fat ass.
I don't know, for some reason Hillary just jumped out as this shape to me. Jennifer Flowers.
Ooh, She's gonna need an aspirin.
Oh, she always has that look like she's out for revenge. And there's Monica. Paula Jones, of course, was hoot to do.
Look, everybody, it's Paula Jones.
Like I say, some people are already caricatures.
He means me, you flabby slut!
I'm so glad that we did that death match because now it feels to me that really feels like a classic fight, you know, in the whole history of the series so far.
For those of you just tuning in, we've witnessed an amazing display of guts and glory here as Monica Lewinsky took on Hillary Clinton. Monica got off a few good shots early on, but Hillary ironed out the problem with her own special brand of justice. Ultimately, though, it was the president himself who'd be getting his last licks.
An incredible first match there, Johnny.
Incredible. But still to come this evening, one of the most eagerly anticipated bouts in the 37-year history of Celebrity Deathmatch. Jerry Seinfeld versus Tim Allen.
Stacy Cornbread and Marv Albert are backstage for Jerry's press conference. How's it going in there, Marv?
Well, Nick, Jerry is here to answer any questions you might have. I, however, will no longer answer anything at all regarding that whole Menage a Marv incident. Now, who's first?
Actually, I have a question for them. Why are you guys called the press? Do you like to squash things? And what's the deal with toothpaste? Why not tooth glue? And speaking of glue, just who is this mysterious Elmer person? I want to know.
Any questions for Jerry as opposed to from Jerry? Any at all?
Yeah, you think I could get Shoshana's number?
Any other questions?
Can I have a soda?
Kitchen.
Thanks.
Okay, then. Any questions for the second, third, and fourth bananas here?
So, Kramer, you're not mad at Jerry for pulling the plug on your show?
Hey, buddy. My name is Michael Richards. Kramer's just the character I play on TV. Jerry says, you know, the show would run its course, and Jerry feels like it's better to leave the party too early than too late.
So you guys are okay with walking away from all that network money?
Oh, well, I mean, we really have no choice about it.
And it's not like there's no life for us after Seinfeld. I mean, there's movies, cable, dinner theater. Our futures are bright. Really bright. I mean, hey, if we weren't cool about the whole thing, would we be here tonight in Jerry's corner? We're just showing support. I mean, it's not like we're mad at him or anything.
Hi, guys. You know, I love soda, but what's the deal with these bubbles? I mean, how do they get in there? Why do they want out? Why do they make us burp? And why is burping so much fun?
This is it, Seinfeld. Tonight's the night you pay for poisoning my drinking water and ruining my act. You're nothing but a horse-faced buffoon.
Jerry Seinfeld, your thoughts on that hissy fit?
Well, I guess... Whoa. Hey, what's the deal with this guy's hair?
Back to you, Nick and Johnny.
We're back. And tonight's second matchup may turn out to be even wilder than the first.
There's never been any love lost between Jim Carrey and Mariah Carey. Not since he embarrassed her with that talking butt cheeks routine he did at Comic Relief.
Yeah, that was a real showstopper. And after that little flare-up in the parking lot earlier, well, this one could get really ugly.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. I want a comfortable pair of shoes. And I want a nice ham sandwich. Not too fatty. You got that?
What?
Let's get it on.
And here we go.
Get him, Mariah!
Hi-ya!
Hi, 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 hi.
Jim's using some clever intimidation tactics there.
Ooh! I can taste that one at the back of my throat.
Alrighty then. Let's go.
Jim Carrey with some impressive motor skills.
What the are you doing, mother?
The devastating Mexican Hurricane Rana. Normally that's a match ender, Nick, but luckily Mariah's thick skull cushioned the blow.
Oh, Mariah dear, should you perhaps notice a tiny little mosquito around here? I thought maybe I felt something small landing gently on my chin just now. Why don't you try that again?
Mariah seems fed up with Jim's clowning around, and I think she's looking to take him out.
And another miss.
U-turn.
Mariah's down.
Now that's going to make her brown eyes blue. Black and blue, that is.
I'm the man of the hour, the tower of power, too sweet to be sour. Thank you. I love you all. Hello, my name's Mariah Carey. I thought I could win a wrestling match against Jim Carrey. I must be a total ass.
Oh my God!
Someone get that man a shoehorn.
Jim is down!
That's it. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh, no!
That's it. Jim's locked up Mariah in the legendary sleeper hold.
On 3, she's out. 1, 2, this is it. She's up. Let's fight, people.
Mariah's woozy, but it looks like she has a plan.
What a note!
A beautiful voice on a beautiful lady.
I'm covering my ears now, Johnny.
What?
Smoking!
Wow, what a fight! That girl's got a lot of guts and a spectacular set of vocal cords.
Stick around, fight fans, because after the break, it's the match the world has been waiting for. Jerry Seinfeld versus Tim Allen.
You have a shot where Jim Carrey's head grows really large and then it explodes.
The animators would have had to do a bunch of replacement heads and either squish the head down and run in reverse or keep replacing more and more heads.
I got to try something that I had always wanted to try, which was basically doing what's known as a morph.
Every now and then we'll pull out the morph trick, and this one worked really well for this situation.
A morph is basically a computer-generated dissolve where you go from one extreme to the next, to the next, to the next.
What we ended up deciding on was to take about 5 images of Jim Carrey's head in different positions.
And to do that, we actually sculpted 5 degrees of Jim Carrey's head growing.
And I had to track where the veins were on the head and make sure that the eyes and the mouth expand all at the same time.
And then we basically morph between each head.
He starts off with a smaller head, and we morphed maybe about a second into a larger head. And then there's a whole bunch of larger heads here that it's morphing in between. So when you see it played back, we get this nice, smooth sort of morph, and then he explodes.
An explosive second bout as Jim Carrey showed Mariah the stuff legends are made of. Mariah took some genuine punishment and went down pretty hard. Jim thought he had things all wrapped up, but the Grammy-winning diva came back with a solo that proved to be a real showstopper.
And that brings us to the brawl for it all, the war to settle the score. Good fight, good night.
The puppets that we use start as wire armatures. It's basically like a skeleton, an internal skeleton made out of a bendable wire that holds its pose every time you move it. And it's cast into a mold in which foam rubber is injected. The advantage of working in foam rubber is that if this puppet were made out of clay, it would weigh much more than it does, and you'd be faced with the challenge of it wanting to topple over. You're sort of fighting gravity at that point. So it's just, it's kind of a nice way to work. It's a nice way to animate.
You take a shot of the character, you take a frame, and then say you want them to climb up the ladder. You move their arm, move their leg, move them up a little bit, and then you take another shot, and you just keep doing that until they walk up the ladder.
The thing that separates this series from I think anything else that's ever been done is we're using a digital capture system to actually capture the animation.
With this equipment, you can see whether it's working as you're shooting it. So you say, well, that doesn't seem fast enough, I'll make the move a little bit bigger, and it'll happen a little faster.
This camera is basically patched straight into the computer. The frames are stored right onto the hard drive.
You can immediately work out the timing by eye.
If there is a problem, if we notice, oh, his arm's not twisting the right way or something, we can actually go back and correct the mistake. Delete those frames and sort of pick up at a certain point.
So often I end up using this function on the computer called truncate. We're just seeing what the movement was, making sure that somebody's not going this direction and then turns back. By pulling the lever, you can just kind of see where you are and what you're up to.
And it allows us to work in a very efficient way and really focus on the animation and not be too burdened by the overall process. It's really a nice way to work. To get the characters talking, we basically have a different sculpture for each mouth position.
There's 8 or 12 basic mouth positions that can be used to pronounce all the words.
For different emotions, we'll have a set of angry mouths and then a set of happy mouths, extremes.
Oh, righty then!
Jim's mouth set was insane. You can't ever reuse his mouths for anybody else. Those are just for him. They give us a sheet with the mouths, the various little tiny mouths that we stick on there. And you just take one off, put the mouth on. They stick right on the clay, and you can see when you take the frame, you can see the mouth change.
And that's how they talk.
A wisecracking comedian stands up to a hate-cracking tough guy. A prince and a former prince settle a personal score. And basketball's biggest hero goes one-on-one with the game's biggest villain. It's all happening tonight on Celebrity Deathmatch. Good evening, I'm Johnny Gomez.
And I'm Nick Diamond, welcoming you to another exciting night of celebrity carnage.
Sit back and relax as some of your favorite stars beat each other senseless.
As usual, Johnny, the crowd here tonight is fired up.
I'll tell you, Nick, we are blessed to have some of the most quality fans in professional sports today.
Very true. And it wouldn't be Celebrity Deathmatch without a celebrity or two in the crowd. There's Scottie Pippen of the Chicago Bulls, who's come out for the big showdown between Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. And there's basketball fanatic Spike Lee. He wouldn't dream of missing the Jordan-Rodman bout.
That's gonna be a beauty. But let's talk about our first fight, Steven Seagal versus David Spade. An unlikely matchup, which all started right here in the Death Bowl. Let's take a look at this clip from last week's show.
I understand, but in this...
Hey, lady, you with the ponytail, sit your fat ass down.
You will cease to be.
Wait, I just remembered. I have internal organs.
Mr. Seagal, why don't you and Mr. Spade settle this on our show next week?
Yeah, okay. You have 7 days to your doom.
I bet you don't even show, sissy boy.
Tell you what, Nick, I'll give you Spade at 50-1.
Oh, no, thanks. I got 2 kids to put through college. Seriously, though, David Spade has his work cut out for him here tonight.
That's for sure. These men are both successful actors, but the similarities end there. Let's take a look at the stats. Steven Seagal, 6'4", 200 pounds. David Spade, approximately 4'2", 95 pounds. Seagal, a master of Aikido. Spade, a master of the snide put-down. Seagal, known for playing incredibly lethal action heroes. Spade, known for playing a snotty receptionist.
Their names are David and Steven, but I'll tell you, Johnny, they might as well be David and Goliath.
Absolutely, Nick. Our fighters have just entered the ring, so let's get right to the bloodshed. Ladies and gentlemen, in the blue corner, the star of Under Siege, Above the Law, and Out for Justice, a man with a PhD in destruction, Steven Seagal. And in the red corner, the star of Tommy Boy, Black Sheep, and TV's Just Shoot Me, a man who's broken a lot of funny bones, David Spade.
Yay, we're idiots.
Okay, Spade and Seagal. I expect this to be a hard, clean fight. And probably a short one, too. Now, let's get it on.
Steven, before we get started, I brought you a little present. Now, where is it? Oh, here it is.
Let me show you something really funny.
Ah, my finger! Ah, okay. So maybe you won that one, Seagal. But wait till you see this move. Help! Somebody! Steven Seagal's trying to kill me!
Look at Spade go!
Is that all you got?
Nice, moron. Back in your cage.
Don't wet your pants, Spade. I'm not a violent man. I never strike unless struck first.
Oh, cool. Ah!
Spade, you hit me.
Hey, come on! Ah.
And Seagal has Spade under siege with a flurry of kicks and punches. What was Spade thinking?
Squirt, you're just lucky I'm not trying.
Shut your hole.
Looks like Seagal's on the attack again, and he grabs for the underwear.
Okay, dude, that's my sack.
Now, I'm gonna teach you a lesson about respect.
Johnny, how much punishment can one funny man take?
That is the question here tonight.
What do you have to say now?
You're a total tool?
Whoops. Wrong answer.
Seagal has Spade marked for death. He must think he's above the law. But it looks like Spade is hard to kill.
Uh-oh, that elastic waistband seems to be caught.
Hey, Scotty, can I borrow your ring?
Sure. I got plenty of them. Nick, that appears to be one of Pippin's championship rings.
Hey, Seagal, bye-bye.
Seagal, speak to me. Can you continue?
Sure I can, Grandpa.
And Seagal is down.
That's it. This fight is over.
Woohoo! The big doofus is dead.
And the winner is David Spade.
Hey, Steven, it's your agent on line 1. The sequel for Hard to Kill is off. Sorry, dude.
Well, Johnny, we said from the beginning that this was going to be a David and Goliath matchup, but we didn't know how right we were.
Absolutely, Nick. And we've got a lot more action still to come. Let's talk for a moment about our headline bout. Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman.
Johnny, you hate to use crude, simplistic terms like good versus evil.
But what the hell?
Exactly. You got Michael Jordan, the most revered player ever to put on a basketball jersey, and Dennis Rodman, the cross-dressing freak show who the fans just love to hate. Put them together, and what do you got?
Hopefully about a 10 share in major urban markets. Right now, let's check in with the lovely Stacy Cornbread.
Dennis, as the so-called bad boy of the NBA, what's your strategy for tonight?
Stacy, let me set something straight. That bad boy stuff is nothing more than media hype. Dennis Rodman is probably the most misunderstood player in the league today.
But what about the kicking, the headbutting, the foul language?
Okay, see, all these things have been blown way out of proportion. I'm just out there being myself, keeping it real and trying to entertain people.
Hey, Mr. Rodman, I just want to say that you're the greatest, man. Though I really was surprised when you missed that free throw the other night.
Oh, yeah? Was that a big surprise for you? Well, here's another one. How about this one? And this one?
Help!
Wow! Come on.
Oh, my God!
Now, where were we?
I was just about to check in with Michael Jordan. See ya.
We want to be like Mike.
Okay, kids. Remember, the best way to be like Mike is to buy all of his products. Now run along and tell your parents.
Well, Michael, how does it feel to be going up against your own teammate tonight?
Well, Stacy, there's always a few butterflies before a no-holds-barred fight to the death. But I'm just going to go out there and do the kind of killing that Michael Jordan does best.
There's a lot of talk about you retiring from the NBA. What does the future hold for a Michael Jordan?
Stacy, I'm always looking for new challenges, which is why I'm giving serious thought to joining the National Hockey League. I've been working on my slap shot.
Oh!
Oops. Sorry about that, man. Let me get you a complimentary Michael Jordan jersey.
Okay, then. Thank you, Michael. Nick and Johnny, back to you.
Thanks, Stacy. We are certainly looking forward to that fight. And stay with us, folks, cause when we return, we've got a battle royale between Prince Charles and the artist formerly known as Prince.
Seagal and Spade, that's kind of like your classic David and Goliath death match.
Help! Somebody! Steven Seagal's trying to kill me!
It makes no sense whatsoever. You know, again, this is something that you would only ever see on this show. And it's actually, you know, it's got kind of a surprising yet very appropriate ending.
Can I borrow your ring?
The championship ring being shot through a slingshot improvised out of a pair of underwear. The animators shot this scene without the ring in it.
Hey, Seagal. Bye-bye.
And we were to put the ring in later. And as it gets shot, the ring comes flying towards the camera like that. Now for the animators to do that, it's possible, but easier for us to do it back here, less for them to worry about in the back room. It enables us to do a nice blur too. When the ring gets right up to the camera, we've got a nice sort of soft look, and we can control that back here a bit easier than they could in the shoot rooms. Yeah, and here in this shot, we were able to add just a little bit of blood as the ring passes through his head, and it just kind of shoots out. Just a little blood, just enough. And some clay blood on the back end. The animators only had to worry about showing the character get hit. We added the ring in later with a piece of blood on the front. It's easier for us to do a movement like that. And they really didn't, it happened so fast that the animators really don't need to see how the ring passes through. They're okay just doing the reaction.
Welcome back to Celebrity Deathmatch, folks. Some seriously wicked action so far when David Spade went one-on-one with Steven Seagal. There was nothing funny about the punishment Seagal inflicted on the scrawny comedian. It looked like the show was over when Spade went over the top rope, but he had one more trick up his sleeve. The old underwear slingshot does it every time. There's a lot more ugliness still to come.
That's right, Nick. Let's talk about our next matchup. One is the Prince of Wales. The other, a sex-crazed rock star. What could possibly have brought them together here tonight?
Well, Johnny, you've heard the expression, what's in a name? In this case, a whole lot of whoop-ass. You see, Prince Charles recently decided to give the royal family a more modern feel by changing his name to this. When the artist formerly known as Prince got wind of this, well, let's just say the purple one saw red.
And like so many celebrities before them, the two symbols decided to settle their feud right here on Celebrity Deathmatch.
Both fighters trained long and hard to get here tonight, and we have some exclusive footage that tells the story.
Prince Charles spent months preparing for this bout. He studied all forms of combat and warfare, including the delicate art of fencing. And his trainer was one of the toughest in the business. His mother, the Queen of England.
That's it. That's it. Keep up your guard.
Physically, it was quite demanding.
Yes, this type of thing is so much more difficult when one has no natural athletic ability.
The artist formerly known as Prince also trained long and hard for this fight.
Oh, yes. Oh, you son gun. Do you like that, my little red Corvette?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, the artist formerly known as Prince. Yes! Yes! Oh, God, yes!
Unfortunately, we were unable to obtain most of that training footage. Well, Nick, these are certainly two passionate fighters, wouldn't you say? Nick?
Huh? Oh, yes, what you said.
And now, folks, let's go down to the floor, where our fighters are making their way to the ring.
There's the artist formerly known as Prince. And there's the Prince formerly known as Charles.
Whoa, Chestnut! Easy, girl.
And you want to be king someday.
Frightfully sorry, Mother.
The artist appears to be pumped up for this fight.
Okay, listen up. You're the artist formerly known as Prince, and you're the Prince formerly known as Charles. But just remember, in this ring I'm the king, known as Mills. Obey my commands at all times. Now, let's get it on.
Prince Charles looks like he's ready to rumble, and the artist looks like he's ready to break into a musical number.
I should warn you, old boy. I excelled at fisticuffs at Eton.
You can do all the fisticuffs you want, baby. I've got the fun. Did I mention I play all my own instruments? Hey, easy. What's the material?
The prince formerly known as Charles is clearly dominating the artist formerly known as Prince.
You're right, Johnny. Unless the artist formerly known as Charles, I mean the prince formerly known as artist, well, it's quite a fight so far.
Look out, Charlie. You don't know where that tongue has been.
I got a pound sign for you right here, Chucky, my man.
Oh, a hammer fist to the top of the head.
It's time to get funked up.
The Prince of Wales is in trouble, Nick.
The artist is taking him to the ropes, setting him up for the reverse powerbomb, and he nails it.
Get up, Charles.
Mother, please, it's the prince formerly known as...
And the artist does some damage there with his patented love sexy new power leap.
Too nasty for you.
The artist is working the face here, but the prince answers with a leg toss.
He's on the attack again.
He gets busy bending those arms and legs in ways we can't even comprehend.
There you are, old boy. Now you look more like yourself. And now let's party like it's 1999.
This looks like trouble for the artist formerly known as Prince, Johnny. Let's face it, his is a bod made for loving, not for fighting.
Hey, Charles! Over here! Charles! Kiss me, bud, Charlie! You wanker!
Now see here, my good fellow. There's no need to be rude.
Look out, Charles!
Ooh, a nice move from the purple one there.
And the prince formerly known as, whatever, is taking a royal beating.
Do something.
You really are useless.
Ooh, that crown has thorns.
Here, Charles. It's time to perform your royal duty.
With power vested in me, I knight you, Sir Artist, formerly known as Prince.
The artist is down.
Mills Lane comes in to assess the damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. The Prince, formerly known as Charles.
Isn't she lovely, Johnny? Such posterity, such poise. Holy moly, talk about your double crosses. The prince has just turned on his own mother.
I've never seen anything like it.
I want to be king. I want to be king. It's my bloody turn, you old bag.
My dead body.
Oh, and the queen is on the attack.
She's giving the prince a royal beating.
Insolence. After I paid people to raise you, this is the thanks I get.
I'm sorry, Mum. I didn't mean it.
Come here.
Ow!
And I don't want to hear any more nonsense about this pound sign. Your name is Charles, Prince of Wales, and you like it.
But, Mother, you couldn't ask for a more dramatic finish. A mother-son double-cross gone awry. It's like something out of a Greek tragedy.
Johnny, I don't know if the Greeks had celebrities, but they certainly loved wrestling.
Stay with us, folks, because when we come back, we've got an all-star basketball head basher as Michael Jordan takes on Dennis Rodman.
I love saying the title of that fight. It always gets a reaction, you know. The artist formerly known as Prince versus the prince formerly known as Charles. Again, these two polar opposites, you know, and of course you're gonna have like great, you know, dynamics putting two people like that in a ring together.
Look out, Charlie!
We had to do a dance number with Prince, and that was pretty interesting because he's a very fluid person and has very much a style to his dancing. You know, that's where you really make the characters come to life. As we were shooting, you know, we're looking at the shot and just trying to make sure that the motions were extreme enough. We just had to try and make it really slick and really kind of funky at the same time.
Plus it's got the queen.
You really are useless.
So it's just completely off the wall.
Welcome back, sports fans, and what a night it's been. The artist formerly known as Prince showed Prince Charles a few fancy moves, but there was nothing symbolic about the way Charles pummeled his opponent. He then set his sights on the Queen herself, but she showed him that Mother really does know best. Right now, our main fight is just about to get underway. These two fighters need no introduction. Michael Jordan, perhaps the greatest player in the history of basketball, and Dennis Rodman, who has the most interesting hair in the history of the game.
They've played side by side on the Chicago Bulls. They've traveled together, they've showered together, and tonight they'll try to kill each other. Johnny, it looks like our fighters are coming out now, so let's go back down to the floor. There's Michael Jordan making his way through the crowd. And here comes Dennis Rodman.
It's clear who the favorite is here tonight.
True, but you gotta give Rodman credit. He looks sensational in that gown. Here we go, Johnny.
Rodman's got "Take No Prisoners" written all over his face.
But don't underestimate Jordan. He doesn't even know the meaning of the word surrender.
Gentlemen and Rodman, you know the rules. This fight is over when one of you stops breathing. Let's get it on!
You're looking a little slow tonight, Dennis.
Yeah, that's because your mama kept me up all night.
That's impossible. My mama only likes men.
Nick, the trash talking is starting already.
Oh, Rodman appears to be an experienced kickboxer. Jordan is going to have to play some D out there.
Time to retire, Michael. You're getting too old.
We'll see about that.
Jordan takes to the sky. A tremendous move by Air Jordan.
He makes it look so easy.
Whether you're running, jumping, or kicking people in the head, you ain't got game unless you got Mikeys.
Jordan setting up again, and another beautiful move.
It's just like ballet.
Michael returns to his corner for a refreshment.
Nothing gives me a thirst like a good beatdown. That's when I reach for a cool can of Peppy.
Dennis Rodman has somehow gotten a bucket of basketballs into this arena.
Here you go, Michael.
Thanks, kid.
Uh-oh, Jordan's got a back. And as we all know, he once played professional baseball. A swing and a miss. That's strike two. And Michael Jordan goes down swinging.
Looking good, Michael. I don't know why you didn't make it in baseball.
Forget it. I don't need a bet to beat your sorry ass.
These two fierce competitors are really going at it now.
The infamous Rodman headbutt.
Those headbutts are taking a toll. Michael Jordan is in trouble.
Oh, look out.
Hey, Michael, check out this jump shot.
Ooh, and Rodman fouls out.
Michael Jordan's back on his feet. And he stuffs one.
Come on, Dennis. Let's play some ball.
Look at those moves.
He's using the power of the basketball to wear his opponent down. I think Rodman has just about had it.
Michael Jordan is in the zone. He's up. And it's good. A beautiful slam dunk. And this fight is history.
The winner is Michael Jordan.
Thank you all for your support. On the way home, why not take the family to Clucky Chicken? Because it's always the right time for chicken.
A class act, that Michael Jordan.
Women want him, men want to be him.
Well, folks, we are just about out of time. On behalf of everyone here at Celebrity Deathmatch, I'm Johnny Gomez.
And I'm Nick Diamond.
Saying good fight, good night.
It's one of those high concept ideas, you know, celebrity ultimate fighting in clay, where it's like, wow, we got to do this.
The process for producing this show is basically sitting around with a team of writers 3 times a week.
And try to figure out which celebrities we'd like to see.
Rendered in clay.
Battle it out in a death match.
After we decide who the matches are, a scriptwriter will go away and write the actual episode.
And immediately we have a design person who will start doing rotations of each character.
Step one is I get a likeness, exaggerate as much as I can, make it funny. Then I do this rotation. And this has to show that this isn't just a 2D drawing, but a 3-dimensional drawing.
Once the character is rotated, the designs go to a model shop where they take these rotations and then they basically reproduce them in a 3-dimensional sculpture.
We'll get a mold for a head, and we have to pour maybe 12 heads per character. The heads get destroyed as they're animated because they're clay. They want to sculpt a funny expression, and they destroy them.
Oh, I think I just found, yes, Steven Seagal, ladies and gentlemen. While the puppets are being fabricated, we then have a board artist who storyboards the entire show.
They choose where the action is going to be. Is it going to be taking place in a wide shot? Will that be a close-up? How the cuts will impact the action? How the cuts will forward the drama of the shot? You know, to create tension or to create a slower mood. And that is all done at the board level.
Yeah, once the board is done, the puppets are designed and created, all the sets are built, all the props are created, then we can go into the shoot rooms and begin animating. This is what's known as a hot set. That means everything's locked down, puppets are ready to animate, and nothing can be touched at this point on, because if anything gets bumped, jiggled, or moved, it's going to show up on film. So we're going through the halls of Celebrity Deathmatch.
We have the soundtrack for the whole show. We get a storyboard on our door, and with that, we set up the shot and bring in our director. Our director usually acts out the scene or tells us how he wants their little faces, and then with that and the sound, we just do some acting. Well, this is the Backstreet Boys, and they're in a robot that's about to attack the Beastie Boys.
Let's do it, guys.
And just now, Marlon Brando got shoved in the tailpipe of their robot, and they're all choking. So the gas is going to come in as a 2D effect, and I have to animate them gasping for air.
Can't breathe. I can't sing. I can't sing.
This is the composite room, and this is where all the footage comes. Every morning, they take the drives out of every computer in every animation room, and they all go in here, and the footage is basically all compiled together, and this is where the editing process begins, and also where we start applying all of our special effects.
We'll do complex shots in this room, maybe shots that have a few different elements, some extra sparks or lightning, flying body parts. Right now I'm working with this chunk of body part right here. What the animators have given us is the body part as it hits the head. So I need to fly it in right up to that point. So I've picked a piece that looks pretty similar to the piece on the crowd member. And I'll just move back a few frames and start the piece off maybe somewhere up here. And I can add a little rotation. Maybe I'll have it rotate back a bit. So now it'll fly in with just a little spin and hit the character. So we're sort of the last step before the post-production online, where the sound and all the final image sweetening happens.
Then we'll put full sound effects and post-audio, and pretty much that's the show.
Good fight, good night.
It takes about 4 to 5 weeks to completely animate one half-hour show.
We do the show in an amazingly short amount of time as compared to traditional animation.
I think everybody has a fantasy of seeing two celebrities that are rivals get into a ring and, you know, beat each other senseless to see who really is the top celebrity.
And it really makes for sort of a unique and special show, and a really fun show that you can just sort of sit back and enjoy. It doesn't require a lot of thought. You know, you just sort of, yeah, you sit down and you watch a couple of good fights, and you know, you blow ahead.